Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2017. Getting ready to go into the Interlagos weekend. Now, Interlagos in Brazil, one of my absolute favorite Formula 1 tracks and one of my favorite tracks in the world overall. We're coming off of a rather poor weekend in Mexico where Sergio Perez caught up a little bit in this rivalry thing. But it appears as though we'll be able to probably complete this rivalry here this weekend, which will be a nice cap on the season with only 2 races left to go in our first season here. Let's see. We want to go to the power unit stuff because we can see here we're sitting on, go all the way to the right, on our 6th power unit. 59% on the ICE, 57% on the kinetic energy, and 55% on the heat energy unit, meaning that's probably not enough for these last 2 races. It seems as though we're likely going to have to take a 7th part on at least those 3. However, if we're going to take a 7th part on those 3, why would we not take a 6th part on the other 3 and have just perfect stuff for our last 2 races of the season? I don't really see any reason why we shouldn't. It's going to make this Interlagos race very interesting. That is for sure, but I believe it's the right way to go. So that means heading into Interlagos, we're going to start back end of the field and have to fight our way to the front. But hopefully with all new stuff and a track I'm pretty familiar with and good with, we'll be able to make something of it. It's the only thing we can hope.
Hey, our upgrade pace is looking solid right now, but I do think we need to push harder if we want to stay competitive. Here's the report.
Okay. So, as of now, we have leapfrogged Toro Rosso as far as the upgrades go. The next one up is Williams, and you can see how long it would take to match their pace according to how we've been increasing over this season. So, like I've mentioned before, this will definitely be our last season and only season for Renault. Sadly, I would have really enjoyed trying to push the team further up the grid. The next one on my list is most likely Red Bull, but we're going to wait until the end of the season to really see how that all shakes out. But there you see our recent results. 10th, 5th, 5th, 3rd, 10th. We're at a difficulty level now that I'm pretty happy with, and we'll probably be sticking with moving forward. And that is the Master difficulty, and I don't know. I guess we're gonna have a good view today in Interlagos as to how this is looking. Aha! Sponsorship bonus. Team sponsor acknowledges your recent performance and has provided additional resources. So for the end of the season, it looks like we'll be able to do 1 upgrade to this car and give us a little boost. That'll be nice. I'll take a boost. What is he recommending? A chassis upgrade, because I've never done one, to be honest. And what I'm thinking is powertrain. However, Interlagos, not super powertrain heavy. Abu Dhabi, kind of powertrain heavy. Really long straightaways. The chance we're going to have to actually get this done is probably going to be Abu Dhabi. So I think I'm going to go again for the powertrain, which would actually take us ahead of the Red Bull team, which is interesting. Looks like either way we go there, all going to be the same. Now, that's a 500-point one. Is there any other 500-point ones? No. What is this? The pistons, the pistones. Interesting that that one takes longer, or costs more, but takes the same amount of time. There's not really any other way to go with it. So I think... What do these do? Department efficiency... Great new faster. Oh, this is a better chance of them being finished. Okay. All of this gets wiped out at the end of the season anyway, so I'm just going to choose the fuel injection system efficiency. Let's go back to the chassis. Unfortunately, that's 1,000 points. We don't have 1,000 points to spend, but maybe by the end of practice and qualifying. We'll see. All right, that's enough of that shenanigans. Let's go practice. All right. Today in We Are the Masters of Code, something is wrong with this track. Maybe it's just in these cloudy conditions, and hopefully it goes away by the end of the season. But as you can see, there is very dark patches all over the track, which kind of look like shadows. I went in and tried to change some settings to see if, you know, medium detail on stuff would help, or anything really. No good. They won't go away. Oh, Masters of Code. Not gonna let it spoil my favorite track here, though. You know, I say all these great things about this track and how much I like it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be any good at it, that's for sure. Although I think this is the first time I've done decently at one of these in quite a while. Oh, we missed that one though. Yep. Little bit of lockup. That's something I'll have to fine-tune throughout the weekend here, is how much brake bias I want to put to the rear and how much pressure I want to have on there. This place is really prone to brake lockup, and it costs you dearly in time. Oh no, not a bad lap.
You seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn.
That ain't gonna do it. That ain't gonna do it at all.
Consistency bonus.
I think we'd have to chain the rest of the lap together. And I don't know about that. What does it want? 445? Seems like a lot. What is a pretty short track. And you know what? While we're on this lap that's kind of boned, let's go ahead and change that brake bias to the rear quite a bit. Try and get rid of some of that lockup before we go trying another lap. Getting the car turned in here is critical, and it's a very chassis dependent track, he says, after just recently denying the team making chassis upgrades. This is why we don't let the driver make decisions. Okay. Here we go. Trying this again. Do not overdrive turn one.
Final lap. This is the final lap of the program.
Oh, it's only green. They want you really low there. A little lower than I'm used to going. I don't think it's impossible, but it might be a challenge. Oh, that was green. That's not a good sign. Back to kick out a little bit there. Only giving me a green. Oh, missed this one again. Yep. That's all she wrote. No optimal result, just a good one. I made some setup changes there. I'm going to jump straight to qualifying pace here because I'm very curious what kind of times I'm going to be able to put down here, if I need to work on outright pace or not. Well, this is not a very good place to be for a qualifying run, right behind another car. A Sauber no less. Wareline, could you maybe let me by? Or you could just slam into the side of me too. That'd be fine. Note to self, don't try to pass them in the apex of that turn. Unless you like getting hit. Okay, here we go. Oh, down one too many gears there. It's gonna cost some time. Remember, you can use a lot of that curve right there. Definitely lost a little time in turn 1. This version of the track missing a lot of the runoffs that I'm used to in the iRacing version of the track. Okay. As of now, it looks like I'm down a little on time. Could be the dark voids all over the place, absorbing all of our speed and energy. It's interesting, I'm hitting the fast sectors at once, but I'm not able to hit the time exactly. Not a terrible lap, but they certainly expect more.
Good lap. We've hit our primary target time. We're happy with that.
Primary target, that's the word I'm always looking for. Oh, it caught sideways a little bit right there. Wondering if we don't want a little bit more downforce. Maybe only on the front, too. Feels like I could use a bit more aero grip in the fast turns. Pretty good in the slow turns. If anything, there's just refinement I need to do in those turns, not necessarily anything I want out of the car. Gotta find a good turning point right there. That was not it, by the way, if you were wondering. One last try here. Let's see what we got.
Our target times. Let's try to find a bit more.
They count that? That's a little ridiculous. Very far down on time, which is surprising. I figured that would be faster, cutting that much curve. Now we're 3 laps in on these tires. They might not have enough pace left in them. Interesting, I got this Ferrari like running me over while I'm on a qualifying program. Granted, it's actually getting quite slidey on me. Makes me nervous about the tire wear one, that's for sure. And definitely can't do 3 laps. As excited as I was leading into this weekend, we might have some work to do. Might have some work to do. I am moving forward to the race strategy one right now, as the rain will be moving in soon. And this is one I kind of wanted to get done before that happened. Ooh, easy car. Also, still making some changes to the setup. Trying to find a bit more of that turn-in feel that I've been looking for. I'm also running a lot of downforce, especially since it looks like it's going to be a rainy weekend here. I think it's wise to run a rain-happy setup, which does include that rear brake bias that we already kind of wanted anyway. I'm a little slow off of that turn, maybe not quite getting down in speed just enough. That was a nice line to that one though. actually feels quite a bit better right now. Perhaps those were some good changes we just made. I think one thing I've done overall throughout the season is been too wary of adding downforce to the car. Up in like the 9 range right now.
Super job so far. We're getting great data. Stay focused.
I ran a lot of races this season at tracks as fast as this one, and with turns with aero like this, with only like 5 or 6 downforce, who knows how much better we could have done. That was a little wide, but I think we can recover. Seems to be the turn I'm struggling with the most right now. Again, getting turned into that one very well. I also opened up the differential a bit, which is something I've not previously done setup-wise. As we get longer in the tooth of the season here, trying to experiment a little bit more. Since apparently the game's experimenting with drugs, and it's trippy stuff going on over the track, figured we'd follow suit. It'd be very tempting to run another qualifying pace, but I doubt we'll have time.
Great lap. You've nailed what we asked for. Keep it up.
Still kind of hunting for a good turning point for turn 1. That's pretty far down on time, and we got a Ferrari. Eat us alive. Hello, Vettel. Apparently they're quick here this weekend. Maybe you can drag us up there. And I can investigate his line around the track, where we might have some and where we could find some.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
As I suspected, slow section of the track is where we're gaining time. Which is good, because there's positions to be gained there. Turn 1 is a passing opportunity, but it's not the only one. Well, at least we recovered this lap after it started pretty poorly.
Okay, super job so
Optimal
far.
pace.
We're getting great data. Stay focused.
More than anything, I'm just happy that the car is behaving a lot better right now. Feel good moving forward. It's so fast, I'm actually going to have time to do maybe fuel saving here this session. Since that's a pretty dull one, I'll just go ahead and do that one on my own. Not only was it able to do it in time, I was able to do it with a perfect score. First lap, no less. It was very strange. I just, from turn 1 on, was way ahead on both time and fuel management, so that's good to know. Maybe we can run a little bit lighter of a fuel load this race if, by our nature of driving here, we're a little easier on fuel. That'll be it for practice 1 here. We only got tire management left to do. Kind of debating doing another qualifying pace one just for the hell of it.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:13.2.
A 1:13.2. Vettel down at a 1:11.8. Very fast. Very, very fast. And Rakkonen's going to be fast too if he's only done a medium tire lap. It looks like my fastest was indeed on the supers. I thought it was on the softs, but maybe it was just close. All knowledge to bring into the future, but again, it's one of those weeks where practice and qualifying, it's really just for learning for the race, since we're going to be starting last, most likely. Good news, everyone. The clouds have lifted, and the insanely dark spots on the track are still insanely dark spots on the track, but they're at least semi-visible now. Also, I'm a drifter, and I just want to do the tire management one, which drifting is probably not ideal for. Must have something to do with the shadows, huh? It seems to be in line with where they were. neon in here. Saw it flash to the red a little bit there. This has become the most difficult of programs for me. I think as the season has worn on, I've gotten more comfortable with pushing this car to its limits, which is harder on the tires. Diligent not to slide the tires there. Oh, that did it. Very, very close on time and wear. That's hard on them there. Oh, washed out wide there. Okay, try another lap here. DRS. Yeah, kind of a bad run into turn one.
The pace, we're not hitting our target. We'll need to rerun the program if we don't get the time delta back in the green.
Noted. Avoid that curb too. I think that's really costing me some time. That is unnecessary. Why are you so excited, crowd? I'm not doing anything. Woo! He's really doing great on his tire wear. We're very excited. Or is that just a commentary on how quiet the cars are? Oh, sure, that wasn't hard on the tires. It's the weirdest places that it seems to think I'm being the hardest on them. It doesn't feel like I'm sliding, but it seems to think I am. Well, we're doing better on time.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
But only okay on tire wear. Like, why am I losing so much tire wear on this barely a turn here? Very bizarre.
Pace is within the target range, but we were harder than expected on the tires that lap.
I'm trying, my guy. Now we're a little down on time. I couldn't be much easier on them than that. This is not going to help us, having a Mercedes right behind us. Yeah, let's not do this weird slide out of the turn. Okay, we did. Oh, we're down on time, though. Well, frick. Okay, we're good on time, but there goes the tires. Oh, that screwed us. Because there's, like, no physical way to not be hard on the tires there. Urgh, it's so frustrating.
Well, program over. That wasn't much help to us.
I hope you choke on your own tongue, jerk. Oh, this is going to be so close. Oh, it's going to be very close, because this last turn. Very close.
We managed to
Okay.
pace well that lap, and tire wear is more or less as expected.
More or less. More or less a pain in my ass. 1,002 points after practice, but we gotta listen to our voicemail and get a qualifying goal despite...
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Despite obviously starting in the back of the field. 11th place or higher. Beating Perez is a major thing right now because we could potentially win our rivalry if we do that. So at least we have a sub goal in our qualifying this weekend. A reason to be out there. But we got 1,001 points of research points anyway. So let's go ahead and do that R&D tree on the chassis like they've wanted us to do forever. And maybe that'll be ready for Abu Dhabi. And maybe it'll make our car better. Who knows? knows? Interesting. Interesting. I want to go out in Q1 here, but I seem to have a fault in the electrical systems that's going to take 4 minutes to repair. Session info. What's the weather like? I guess we'll look at the weather while we're sitting here. Cloudy at 15 minutes.
Right, little bit of an electrical problem at the moment. We're working on it now, so don't worry. We're going to get you out there as soon as possible.
I would hope so. Otherwise, you're all fired. Alright, 30 minutes still cloudy. 45 minutes still cloudy. 90 minutes rain. That would be right at the end of Q3, probably. Should be dry for the whole thing, but we'll have to see. Can I skip this whole repair time thing, or no? Yep, enter. Okay. That was something. Well, let's go to track. Hopefully it's not terribly busy. Maybe it'll be a good thing, and everybody's already, you know, rubbered in the track because there was a monsoon in practice 3 that I skipped. Yeah, we got a nice empty track. Good job, team. You accidentally made me have good strategy. Okay, so I mean, my goal is to make it to Q3 and try to challenge Perez, but honestly, to this point, we've not shown quite the pace to do anything basically near that. So let's see what we can do here in Q1. Ocon's on top right now. Perhaps some of the big dogs haven't made laps yet. Like this is one place. Oh, I was exceeding. Okay, I was curious how far out it was going to let us push there, because I feel like there's time to be gained if you really push that. Now we're not penalty free now. Oh, that was only a warning. I don't know, we'll have to see. But that might have lost us a point in the rivalry thing. That was the fastest of all Sector 2, which is consistent with what we've been doing. Looking for an 11. Got a 12. Still pretty good, though. Good enough for P1 right now. And honestly, good enough to get us out of Q1. Wasn't a perfect lap, but I think an 11's doable. We rounded out Q1 in 8th place. Where is Perez? Down there in 11th, so it's doable. I see this is doable. We'll see how Q2 goes, and hopefully the rain stays away. I really don't want to see the race if possible. No faults here now in Q2. Right out on track. See what kind of company we're in. You gonna give me control anytime soon, or? Nope. Nope, we're just along for the ride. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure we take it as easy as we can. Up to the line here. Seems like these tires are one-lap wonders. It's a little late to the DRS. I turned in a wee bit too early and didn't quite hit my mark in 2. So I don't think this will be an 11, because that's a very critical point to hit. That was pretty good in that turn. I'd like to hit a little bit of curb on the inside, if possible. We know our limits there now. See how not going wide changes your apex to the next turn. A lot more sliding this run. Perhaps overdriving? Could be. I seem to be getting quite a bit more lockup. Didn't feel like as good of a lap. Because it wasn't.
You moved up to P3.
Actually, it was really close. 12.3. These are race tires here, so we're gonna bail on them then and see how that time holds up. Sebastian Vettel. So Vettel is apparently his name now at a 10.8. Absolutely flying here. We're at a 12.3. I think an 11, a high 11, like an 11.8 doable with this car.
So far,
What I don't see is Perez up here.
Is a 1:12.3.
Oh balls. Perez now in 7th. We are in 8th. 8 minutes to go in this session. Dare I go out again? All the big names are up here, though. Everybody but Ocon is up here. And 2 more would need to knock me out, so I think we're good. Well, I called it. Ocon's the one that bumped up. I am right between the Force Indias. Unfortunately, Hulkenberg knocked down to 11th. So yeah, I'm right between the Force Indias, and I said I could theoretically maybe do an 11.8. We're about to find out, and we're about to see if it's going to rain in Q3. It is not raining yet. Let's go to our flying lap, just to make sure we get it in before it does rain. Looks pretty clear right now, though. I think we're good. There's some clouds in the distance. We'll have to see. Good launch. And it's certainly cloudier, which means the track should be cooling down as well. A little bit of a change in conditions. Oh, if it hadn't stepped out there, that would have been beautiful. Now, it made it to turn 2 very well, but I think that step out cost us a little bit. We do have 2 sets of tires to use here, and I'm very much so willing to do it. This is the kind of qualifying push I've been waiting to make all season. I'm glad it's happening here. That was a little awkward. Tempted to put a little bit more rear bias in this thing. That's one of the only changes you can make in qualifying. Almost hit that inside wall. How's it looking? 11.8. Called that one on the nose, didn't I? Yeah, I can tell it's already not got the grip to do that kind of lap time again. Nope. Can't do it. Alright. It's one and done.
You're doing a great job. We're much higher up the field than we expected to be.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have your words of encouragement. Okay, so 10.6 from Hamilton. 11.7 from Verstappen. What's the weather? What's the weather doing? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no. So no rain, which is good. Now, would have been fantastic if it did rain right at the end and nobody else got to do more laps, but whatever. 6 minutes left to go. I could technically go do another lap and not hurt anything. Alright, I'll know very quickly if this will be a better lap or not. Doesn't look like it. That was a pretty poor turn 1. Alright, here come the Force Indias out on track. So I felt like turn 1 was the only turn we left time on the table. Yeah, just way overdriving the car now, so not gonna happen. Oh, that was a pretty magical entry to turn 1. I took it very easy for the rest of my lap 1 to try and get another one. How many times did I just say 1? That wasn't great though.
P5 on the grid.
Gave it all the beans there. All the beans. Wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Perez put it down on 11.4, up in 5th place.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 11.8.
I'm pretty happy with that lap, and plus we have a 1.337 gap to Bottas, and I think that's lead enough to be happy with how this all went. Certainly is interesting now having this real close fight between us. It's going to be real interesting starting from the back in the race.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3. Bottas, Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself gets underway.
That we will be. Yeah, 9th place is where we qualified, which is a very good performance, and we did end with a 1.337 gap, which makes me happy. Perez a little bit ahead of us. We got one of the Force Indias, we got Ocon, but the wrong one, basically. Let's actually advance here. Usually I end here, but I want to see how the team, or the rivalry, I don't know if that ties us. It could. Come on, game, load faster. Any day now. I believe in you. This is why I usually cut this stuff out. Any day now. Oh, there we go. There we go. Disciplinary record. How many incidents did I have? 1 infraction, 3 points. Oh well. Here it is. Oh! That's hilariously cheaty. That is hilariously cheaty. Because you can only earn 2 points, but you earn 1 point just by completing qualifying. Basically, we won regardless. Well, that's a little bit of a letdown. I'm glad we won. I'm glad we won that very close battle, but not the most interesting way for that to happen. All right, well, that will do it for practice and qualifying in Interlagos. Stay tuned tomorrow for what should be a very interesting race.